Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here today. We have a very special guest. Ben Alquist has joined me on the channel from ChainGuardians. We're going to be talking about NFTs. We're going to be talking about gaming, all sorts of stuff, right? I'm not even going to get ahead of ourselves. Ben, welcome to the channel, my friend.
Thanks, Hash. Appreciate you having me today, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think the best possible place to start is for folks that might not have met you before. Please tell them about your background and how you got into the crypto space.
Oh, interesting. Well, yeah, I'm the Chief Communications and Marketing Officer for ChainGuardians. I joined crypto originally late 2019, early 2020. I guess for me, it was a little unconventional. There's a show on Netflix called Startup, and I fell in love with this concept of borderless, decentralized currency that really empowers people to have economic freedom, choice, etc. So of course, I started with one of the more decentralized at the time currencies, being XRP, and my passion just kind of evolved from there. I know I get a lot of crap for that, and I ended up losing a bunch of money after the obviously the lawsuit, reinvested, made a decent amount back. And so it's just evolved from there, man. Always, it's this continuous pursuit of more knowledge and understanding the space, because blockchain is incredible. All it does is it empowers people all the way across the world, and it cuts out the intermediary. So big fan of it. And that's how I got into the space. Ended up giving up my very lucrative government job with pension, et cetera, to kind of full dive in the space and have a bunch of fun in here.
That's amazing. Yeah. And I think it's great, people, there's this habit in the crypto space, I think, of like kind of gatekeeping or thinking about like, oh, well, if you got in through XRP, that just doesn't make sense to me. I think it's good if you come in, regardless of how you learn about it, if you're continuing to sort of pick things up, and you're a great representation of this, right? Branching out into other places of the space, like that's the gold standard of crypto. So really excited there. And I would love for you to sort of give folks that are watching a little bit of background about ChainGuardians. I've talked about it on the channel. Really big fan of it, but I think you would be the best to give the synopsis.
Yeah, Hash, one of the things I really appreciate about your channel is that it's not shillfluence oriented. It's very much so education. So I'm going to kind of take out all the buzzwords and just be very bare bones with you and your entire audience. ChainGuardians really is pretty much anything NFT for everyone. And that's such a, expansive thought. But to boil it down, basically we take world-class cutting edge NFT art, and we allow those ChainGuardians native NFTs to participate amongst our different platforms on ChainGuardians. We have a turn-based role-play game. We have an NFT mining game, which is basically just staking your NFTs, both of which are now free to play to earn. So it gives blockchain enthusiasts the opportunity to interact with their NFTs while simultaneously rewarding video gamers for their time, energy, and efforts for their in-game accomplishments. The easy way of looking at it is honestly, so if you come from a gamer's background, you think of the 500 hours in Stormwind or Ogre Mars sitting there, and you get depressed when you hit your /played, right? And we thought to ourselves, listen, that's old school. That's old school mindset of gaming. We really want to make sure that people are rewarded for every accomplishment they achieve on these gaming platforms, and allow people to monetize their efforts, because that's what it should be about. That's what blockchain is about, is the empowerment of people. And so we really wanted to unlock these frictionless user experiences. Diving a little bit, I'll do a little bit of a kind of a sidetrack. We're excited to kind of continue to expand what we're doing with NFT DeFi. So we have this proof of stake mining game, which is basically gamified. You stake your NFTs for an opportunity to earn on-chain rewards. A couple examples of how we're leading the space, technologically speaking, with NFTs. We created the world's first portal between Ethereum mainnet and Matic in 2019, where you can send your NFTs from Ethereum to Matic. We also created the world's first portal between Ethereum mainnet and Binance Smart Chain earlier this year too, which is really exciting, obviously, with the Binance NFT marketplace coming up soon. And we have a bunch of really exciting collaborations. We have some with Chainlink, which allows us to use the VRF function, verifiable random function, when minting NFTs. We have some different integrations with Elrond. We also have Bridge Mutual, which allows people to look at this really cool, unique opportunity to lend, borrow NFTs, all kind of protected by a decentralized risk protection protocol. And we also have a title collaboration, which allows us to look at unique ways of ensuring your digital assets too. So long story short, man, I told you I wasn't going to BS you and your communities. Like the really short synopsis of ChainGuardians is anything NFTs for everyone, in the sense where it really enables people to interact with these digital assets, bring them to life, and then also reward people for everything that they're able to do with them.
Love it. Yeah, one of the things I appreciate about ChainGuardians and the that sort of the concept and the different products that are being built around it is, providing accessibility to these types of features and thinking about what makes the experience better, right? I always liken this NFT space like right now to what DeFi was in 2019. You had this first big hype cycle. People were so stoked about, 100 million, 200 million, 500 million total value locked in DeFi.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Then in 2021, you hit 1 billion in total value locked. And everyone's like, whoa, this is huge. In 2021, 100 billion. So like NFTs were kind of in this we had that first big hype cycle and people like, oh yeah, well, that's it. NFTs are dead now. This is the time to be building. And that's why I wanted to have you on to talk about this. So speaking of building, there's a pretty cool announcement in the ChainGuardians space. I would love for you to share that with folks as well. What's to come?
Yeah, dude. So I'm going to touch very briefly on your comment about building. You're 100% correct, dude. We had this Rob Gronkowski, Paris Hilton line, and people generally when they have these kind of mainstream celebrities plus blockchain NFTs and there's these bearish type of corrections, people think scams, right? Now is the perfect opportunity. Any successful blockchain company will look at you in the eyes and tell you bear markets are the perfect opportunity to look at how can we bring value to the market that benefits consumers to then continue to grow as a business and position ourselves for long-term sustainable success, right? So what we're continuing to do is look at really unique ways of basically rewarding people that are engaged within all the elements of what we're doing. So our ChainGuardian native governance coin is CGG. We also have NFTs. Obviously, we have the turn-based roleplay game. So we took a step back and we looked at how can we connect everything in the ChainGuardians ecosystem and vividly expand what we're doing with utility. So we're very excited to announce the launch of ChainBoost, which is a boost pad and incubation protocol designed and crafted specifically for DeFi and NFT oriented projects. The whole concept here is to connect proven early project supporters with promising high quality projects. So it's a comprehensive and gamified protocol. It's all kind of backed and underpinned by this concept of a boost score. And basically the boost score looks at how someone has interacted in the ChainGuardians ecosystem. How much CGG do they have staked? How much CGG do they hold? How many ChainGuardian native NFTs do they have? And it creates this score. And then the score represents the likelihood that you are able to land and receive an allocation spot, obviously pending KYC. And so what we're doing is we also have this decentralized type of model behind it where we have an esteemed panel of council members. Their sole job is to vote on all prospect projects to make sure that there's no rug pulley, like scammy type of projects. Here's the thing, man, is like transparency, like full transparency. There's a lot of bad, just flat out, there's no way around it. Bad projects in the space, completely oriented around rug pulls, get rich quick schemes, etc. So much time. I mean, people don't realize this. So much time from a business development perspective is trying to find quality projects to align yourself with. It's kind of like this double-edged sword, man. It's like you need collaborations to achieve main adoption, mastering adoption, but you also expend so much time ensuring that you understand what the project is. I think critically, honestly, it's more about the people behind the project that you have to get to know, not just the project. So long story short, we're putting a lot of energy into creating this really comprehensive boost pad and incubation protocol that's oriented to make projects successful before, during, and after. So we offer services like marketing, marketing optimization, driving communication tactics, cross-promotional opportunities to really promote long-term sustainable growth. And a lot of how launchpads and incubation protocols work is as soon as you're done with IDO cycles, you're done. Like they
Mhm.
just they you're off in the coattails, you're off in the wind, man. So what we're doing is we're looking at unique ways of integrating these projects into our ecosystem long term. And the
Mhm.
whole concept is to illustrate our dedication to the continued expansion of the Chain Guardians ecosystem utility while simultaneously connecting really enthusiastic early project supporters with these high quality, promising projects.
Awesome. And so, kind of unpacking this a little bit more, really what this platform offers is a chance for people who are involved in the Chain Guardian space, that they have the native token CGG, they are staking, they're playing the games, they might have NFTs on hand, they might be doing all this sort of stuff. That gives them a chance of getting allocations, like basically early allocations of tokens during initial DEX offerings or initial decentralized
Yeah.
offerings of these new tokens for maybe NFT focused projects in their space.
Yeah, Hash, thanks for that, man. I mean, I appreciate you being able to rewind like that because sometimes we get so focused in kind of our niche or specialty area of the market,
Mm-hmm.
we don't take the time to kind of connect everything. So an incubation protocol, you're 100% correct, by the way. An incubation
Mm-hmm.
protocol basically aims to find projects and connect them with different types of
Mm-hmm.
consultancy engines like marketing support, consultancy support with
Yep.
communication, finance, legal advisement, and
Mm-hmm.
then boostpad protocols, mainstream kind of calls them launchpad protocols, uh, basically facilitate and bridge the gap between a project that's private and then facilitates this type of capital infusion catalyst
Mm-hmm.
through allowing supporters the ability to transact for tokens, right? Typically through an IDO, which stands for initial DEX offering. And IDO kind of symbolizes the process of moving a project traditionally from these private markets to then being available to the public as well.
Yeah, I think it's all about fairness, right? Giving normal, everyday people, that maybe aren't whales, the opportunity to come in and get in early and really support a project from what is effectively day one. It gives you opportunity. And one thing I actually, whenever I talk about this stuff, I think this is where it gets tricky when you talk about boost platforms, incubation, all that sort of thing. Is I think there's a lot of stock put in verifying and sort of checking into the project, like you mentioned, making sure you're not bringing in rug pulls, and that's a benefit, right? So
Yep.
ChainBoost is going to be, with this council, is going to help weed out some of the scammier projects or ones that maybe just don't fit the bill.
Yep.
What that doesn't necessarily mean, and this is something that's interesting, is it doesn't mean that the projects that you get allocations for through this incubator are always going to succeed and be 100x, 200x, 1000x. That's one little teeny nuance that I think is important
Yeah.
to note, is that a project that maybe doesn't succeed is not a scam. It's just a startup that didn't land well. And that's
Yep.
for someone watching, they're like, oh, I want allocations. That's good, but just know there's always a chance that things go really well, and there's a chance that things go not so well, even if the project is good for all intents and purposes.
100%, dude. Like flat out 100%. And it changes for everyone because this
Mm-hmm.
concept of successful is so subjective based off of personalized views and standards, etc. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll talk about Chain Guardians really quick. No, I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to shill or anything like that. Just
Yeah, it's fine.
true intrinsic transparency here.
Mm-hmm.
No one else in the NFT industry has even close to the tech that we have in Chain Guardians. Look at our market cap. I mean, I think we're just under 5 million market cap right now. Like it
Mm-hmm.
blows my mind. I'm waiting for people to understand just how much value added Chain Guardians brings to the industry because we're
Mm-hmm.
we're the pioneering this complete pathway. We're paving this pathway to make NFTs as accessible for users as possible and developing these really immersive experiences with this NFT use case development.
Mm-hmm.
But through an investor that invested into us when the price was like 160 to $2, if they view themselves as an investor, I see them as supporters. And
Mm-hmm.
now we're at 14 cents. It's like, how is Chain Guardian successful? Well, let me tell you about the quality of everything we've done. I mean, we've kind of
Yeah.
outlined it throughout this entire video, right? I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
truly believe, and that's not me sitting here from a Chain Guardians bias perspective. I truly believe when I take a step back and I do comprehensive market research on all of our competitors,
Yep.
I'm waiting for another project to bring as much consumer oriented value as we've brought over the last 3 months. And that's just
Mm-hmm.
3 months, right? So I'm really excited to continue to evolve the Chain Guardians platform.
Mm-hmm.
But you're 100% correct that it's really important to look at the price of a token doesn't necessarily represent the value they bring forward.
Yeah.
And the 100x doesn't mean it's successful. The 10x doesn't mean it's successful. Sometimes it starts at like a 1x or a 2x or a 3x, and it focuses on the fundamentals of being successful. And that's really what we're doing, is trying to pair these promising projects with all of the resources necessary to put themselves in the ideal and optimistic ideal position to be successful long term from their perspective, right?
Yep. Love it. And you know, to your point, it's important to have the type of conviction and passion about what you're working on and believing, hey, we are making a huge difference in the space. You know, just for everyone's transparency, right? The reason I make videos with ChainGuardians and about ChainGuardians is not because I got an allocation, not because I hold a bunch of tokens, right? It's just I think the stuff that's being built is really cool.
Yeah.
And the you know, the mission that we've been discussing on this call is precisely, you know, in support of that. It's that it gives the user, which is the most important part,
100%.
the best possible user experience around NFTs. And me having used the product, I genuinely feel that way. There are some good examples of NFT projects out there. ChainGuardians is one of them. So if you're watching this and you haven't yet, check out ChainGuardians in general. Play the game. It's fun. You know, do your NFT farming, NFT staking type of stuff, and then also, you know, consider checking out ChainBoost. I'm going to leave links in the description below, of course, for all of these things, so you can take a look. But yeah, I think it's really, really powerful what's going on with ChainBoost to create this incubation environment.
Appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. And so the last thing that I wanted to mention is, you know, Ben, do we potentially have an opportunity to sort of give back to the community as a part of this?
Dude, I'm going to let your entire community know a little secret here. So
Sure.
I came to Hash, and Hash has done so much for us just in terms of bouncing ideas off of each other. And he's not, to my knowledge, you're not necessarily coming at it from the perspective of like an investor. You're just genuinely interested in what we're doing on ChainGuardians.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, dude, how can we connect, right? Can you do this for us? Can we do some things for your community? Are you interested in anything? He's like, no, I don't want an allocation. I don't want anything. Let's make it all about the community. So this dude right here, you're watching the video on his platform. He 100% cares about his community more than anything else. And that's exactly why we came to Hash. Exactly why, because that's what we love, right? So once this goes live, Hash, I think you're going to put out a tweet for us.
Yep.
About this video going live. We're going to have a really exciting type of giveaway opportunity for an allocation spot, maybe two. We'll see how it goes. And then obviously just make sure you reference that tweet for all the giveaway opportunities. We want as many people as possible to come explore our platforms. We have a really engaged CM team. So just come on, hang out on our Telegram, Discord if you have any questions. Otherwise, follow the tweet. We'll hook you up your community with a bunch of goodies, man.
Amazing. Really stoked about that. Very thankful for that. Obviously want the community to have as many opportunities as they possibly can. So if you're watching this video right now, it's very likely that the tweet has already gone out and there's already an open opportunity for you to win a giveaway. But I wanted to mention it here because sometimes people are like, wait, there was a Twitter giveaway? Wait, you have a Twitter? You know, so that way everyone knows if you're watching this video, yes, I have a Twitter. Yes, there's a giveaway going on. ChainGuardians is very kindly sponsoring said giveaway. So thank you so much for everyone watching this video. Please do check out the links in the description below. And most of all, Ben, thank you for joining me here to talk about ChainBoost and ChainGuardians.
Always a pleasure, man. Appreciate the platform.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll do it again soon. And thank you everyone for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your week and weekend ahead. And until next time, cheers.